Yes, well, this one is directed from all the collection of questions we receive from our nutrition protocols. And John, what are those nutrition protocols?
Well, we have our leaning protocol, which is for those of you guys that want to get your shred on. We got our bulking protocol for those that you want to get your bulk on. And then we have the keto protocol, which was a modified anabolic diet that I put together with Dr. De Pasquale. And probably the best one we have is called the performance protocol, where you book an assessment, you book a call, book a consult, and then Sam or Rob take you through actually your customized version of the templates, which I think is the best value. You get a chance to work with somebody, and they give you the information, they set it up for you, they make it really easy, drag and drop, and get you on your way, a little pat on the butt, and get you out there kicking ass.
And the first three protocols are in place for the empowered, strong-willed person.
Yes. Well,
but that's not everybody.
No, I mean, the protocols when we came up with them were just kind of an easy fix. Like, hey, if you need direction, here's a protocol. But there was always a feeling that they were almost kind of like a fishing lure. Like, we're going to throw it out there, let people get on the protocols. And then the idea is once they get into it, they realize that they need somebody to guide them on this journey. And that's where the nutrition team comes in, is really guiding people on this journey. Not to say you can't do it by yourself, but they say if you want to go fast, go solo. If you want to go far, go with the team. And bringing our team on allows you to go very, very far and reach your goals.
So let's explore this a little bit. To Rob and Sam, what are some of the first moments that you get an opportunity to work with somebody to express the value of nutrition coaching services?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that we offer is accountability. That's why John always refers to, if you can follow a spreadsheet, you can follow a protocol or a budget, right? To make sure you're trending in the right direction, whether that's leaning or bulking or performing, whatever it is. We are helping monitor to make sure it's not going too fast and not going too slow. And we're in your corner for whatever questions you have.
And I think to kind of expand on that too, it's really some of the value that Sam and I would add, or any coach, is the ability to kind of ask you questions about what we see. Because I think sometimes, we see it when people are exercising, they don't know how they move, right? So having a coach's eye is certainly something that's valuable, and having a coach's eye overlooking your check-ins and, seeing the trends and asking about the trends and asking, what do you think's going on here, kind of things. And also keeping them part of the process, I think, is also one of the values that we have too.
What is including them in the process of their nutrition entail?
Well, I think, we don't want to just set it and say, hey, you're going to do exactly what I say. They need to be part of the process as well, because they need to own it. If they're not part of the process, then they're just being told what to do, which is something that's valuable. However, if you want it to stick and for it to be sustainable for them for, really a lifetime, then they have to be part of the process. And that's just where we come in and question it and have them see what we see, right? So if we're starting to see this trend, one of the big trends you see with people is this whole, I'm really good Monday through Friday, and then this just, wheels off weekend. And it's like, hey, I don't know if you've noticed this, but your weight always goes up on Monday and goes down by Friday or something like that, and it's really getting them to kind of realize it just by asking questions and getting them to see the trends as well. So.
No, I mean, just the law of averages. I mean, if you, and I think for you guys, especially just taking people through this and looking at it and being like, hey, if you're trying to consume, to lean out, 2,000 calories, let's say, a day, and all of a sudden you get to the weekend and you're like, I'm going to have a cheat meal here. Next thing you know, you bump it up to 3,500 calories. Now you're in like a, 3,000 calorie surplus over what we planned. I mean, that's adding an extra day and a half to that whole total. And I think people don't realize that, when you're trying to get in caloric restriction, it's really hard to get into it by like 1,000 or 1,500 and still train at a high level. So what's good is just trying to figure out that amount and then how to get them there. And then they go in and just fucking jump off the rails and have a bunch of cheat days. And unfortunately, like when people, at least in the beginning, I think people have this idea of reward system where they, I've done well for 5 days. I somehow owe this to myself. And I think what you guys do a great job is working through the psychology of being like, you don't owe, first of all, nobody owes you anything. We have a goal to get to. Let's be smart on this goal. And if we can reach and hit some mile markers, we can do this. And just really giving people this like concrete, almost like like not a carrot and stick, but just like, hey, like this is where we're going. This is what we want to do. My job is to keep you accountable and help you navigate this.
Yeah, it's breaking the cycle, right? It's that breaking that cycle of, I mean, because honestly, a lot of times they come to us with really knowing a lot of what to do. It's just a matter of have maybe implementing it has like, or even like any of the protocols, right? Like you can have all the information there, but implementation is sometimes difficult. And so, having a extra set of eyes to be able to break that cycle and realize, hey, you can't go off the rails every weekend. You do have to actually have some, a streak of weekends where you don't go off the rails, at least to see that progress. And like you said, John, you're not owed, a celebration because you did 5 days in a row, right? Maybe you can have a celebration if you've done 6 weeks in a row or something like that. But the 5 weeks or 5 days in a row that's just a good start, really. So it's not something to celebrate. It's actually something to acknowledge that you did, but you also need to be able to realize that you probably need to make it 7 days, 14 days, 21 days, or whatever to actually see the progress that you want to see.